not about the sell, but start the show. Let's
Yeah.
effing go.
Um.
Whoa.
Oh,
I know.
hello.
Rough. Hey, mate. So we're so professional with our live streams,
Yeah.
and we used to do this years ago, and we got really slick and practiced at it, and then we started using products like Restream and Riverside,
Yeah.
and now we've forgotten it all.
We kind of did. We've done these live, sorting show, which is, and this week it was crazy. There was 21 messages after we first kind of did a pass through of, that's, no, 21 messages. And to give some, kind of reference, we normally do six ish, right? Give or take a couple, one or two. So, um, anyway, so definitely need some help. Hey, Alex. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. This show is all about you helping us pick messages. We're going to kind of talk about updates that are coming, give some insights. I actually got some insights from product team on one message. I'll go ahead and admit it. I was wrong about what the message was saying. And so I'll admit it.
Again,
Okay.
again,
Okay.
man. Joanne.
Hey,
My
Joanne.
goodness.
No, this show will not be, we're going to be very efficient today. We're not going to cover all 21 in depth. So bear with us. Anyway, so this is our opportunity to go through and say, okay, which updates are important to you that, we should cover that would be great for people to learn about and to to know more. Um, and hopefully it's of value. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, hello, Emily. Hello.
Whoa.
Um, I think, this week, yes, we have 21, but we're not going to cover all of them in depth. Right, Daryl? I hope.
That's right. I mean, this we usually skim through them. We're getting initial thoughts, opinions. We say yay or nay to some. It is not the show. It is more about taking our time through it, engaging with you all in the chat, and
Yep.
seeing what you think. We have a lot of fun doing it. And for those like Joanne, who had been long-time listeners and as part of our live and live shows, she'll remember how rough they were in terms of starting and talking about
All right.
things. And
I forgot my
it was
water,
me
though.
up at sort of
So
5 a.m. You go get your water. I
so
can
go ahead and
keep them
start. No, no,
entertained.
you need to start, bring up the messages. People
Oh,
don't want to
I
hear
need to
us talk,
start.
I mean, they
Okay.
do, but,
No, no, all
you
right.
know.
They do, but we've got so much to do in so little time, as Willy Wonka said in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder. Strike that, reverse it. Okay, I will present screens, and we had so many messages uh, that I did not copy them into our loop. Oh dear, what a shame. So we'll just have to do the copy and paste as we go. And I need to bring this other puppy over here. You back? You've got your
Yes.
water?
It's,
Nice. You're so polished now. No, we're not, Joanne. You
oh,
missed the start.
you missed it. Hey, Casper. Um, I think the start was interesting. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
how much Daryl said while I was
But
getting
we're
my
here.
water,
We're
but
here now.
we're here now.
We're here.
It's
So
fine.
yeah, you see all the stars. There's a ton there. Some that we have managed to read, some that we're going to read live with you and figure it out. Some that double up a bit. Do we start from the bottom like we usually do, Daniel? And
Yeah,
as we come
absolutely.
across some that we think are going to be worth it, um, I'll
Yeah,
just copy and paste them in.
and we're watching chat. People, giving, getting advice from you. So as we cover this, chat, please. If yes, you should cover this.
Oh
No,
yeah.
you shouldn't. Who knows? Give us feedback.
Ooh.
Alex says, a shout out to Elise to be strong. Elise, be strong. Make it happen. Um,
We're doing special shout outs now.
well, I mean, if you're here, you're part of the show. This is why we're here.
Oh
So
yeah, fair
absolutely.
enough.
Go,
Um,
Elise.
sorry, I just can think of many memes of where that's gone wrong, and people have paid money to get someone to mention something in these live
Yeah,
streams,
see,
massive
for
live
those that are
streams.
new, Daryl has paid to have me do something on the show, and we're
Oh, that went right. That went very well.
so
It was a
i-
message that
if
Daniel wanted to avoid, and I
yes, I didn't want to
said,
talk about
"What if someone donates and uses the money button at the bottom of the chat? Will you do it?" And you considered it, and I paid for it, so I got you to
well,
cover the
so
message.
if you want to click that money thing down near the chat and do that, and make Daryl do whatever, I support you. All right, first one up. Let's do it.
All right. Yep. Yeah, and look, we know that this first one up has actually been talked about a lot because of the Copilot Wave 2 announcements.
Yeah.
So we aren't going to get too deep into this. We'll save that for the show, so to speak. We know that a couple of people on this in the chat at the moment too had some good discussions and interests. Copilot Pages, we can or will be able to very shortly. Apparently, it's been rolled out to 10 organizations to start with on day one.
I was
But
wondering,
the
where's
feature
mine?
is
Like,
yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I love it's always about it's available now. No, it's not. I mean,
Well,
in some cases,
to some
yeah,
special
sort
people.
of, but yeah. So your Copilot pages, create a prompt, get a response. Love the
Daryl,
response. Thank you, Copilot. Now I want to share it with someone.
Daryl,
And yes,
we did a
what?
special on a little bit about this. So
Yeah.
I think maybe we
Tell people to watch
um
it.
yeah, I think we maybe cover this and say, hey, here's a thing. We say a couple sentences about it, and then say
Yeah.
also, go watch the special episode we did this week.
That well, let's see. Then that's a reason to add it to our list.
I agree,
I think it's a
but it's a
good
quick
reason.
mention. I know it's a big deal, seemingly, but I think it's a quick mention for us
Mm.
because we already did a special on a little, on some particulars about it. Those of you that are here, if you haven't seen that, we did a special on where's it stored and how's it governed
Mm-hmm.
and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of important stuff.
Yep.
How about you? How about I do what you're doing right now, while
Oh,
you go
okay.
to the next one for the show?
That will help because otherwise we'll have to say like a warning, like if you are someone who suffers from epilepsy, then you don't want to see Daryl going like
Yeah,
this back
nobody
and
wants
forth
to see
between
that.
pages. Nobody wants to see that. All right, so let's go on to that next one while you're doing your copying and pasting for the next one.
Well,
So the next one is engage,
hmm
combining the create post button, communities, etc., under one big create new button,
yep,
which we've seen that pattern with Teams. It's also in a workspace. It's
yep.
create, and then you get to choose. In fact, let's think about that new button that's been in SharePoint libraries for some time.
Yeah.
Create new something.
So
So they're
people, we
doing
need
that for
your
posts.
help here. Um, should we cover this? This is
Do we cover it?
the reason why it made it past the first cull of messages is because it is a user change.
Yeah.
For people to be able to create, and the screenshots here, that that's awesome.
I was getting there.
I don't know what you're doing there. The screenshots here, are showing that you'll see what you have permissions to, create or whatever. I mean, I just, it's a user change. So is it a big deal? I don't know. People in the chat, let us know. I
It's
kind
very
of,
pretty. I
it's a
like the
great message. It
colors.
actually has screenshots, and
Yeah.
the new functionality is pretty. I don't know. What do you
Um,
think? Do we cover it?
If it is, it's going to be a quick mention. There's so much to get through, so little time, as I said earlier.
Yeah. So I'll put it in there, and then we'll do it as
Yep,
a maybe.
a maybe, a
Um,
yaby maybe. All right, let's go to the next
yep.
one while you're
Yep.
copying and pasting. We've got something for Fever Insights with again improvement on how metrics are shared with leaders, and maybe they don't manage to make their way through to the tool so easily. So the report page is, I guess it looks like it's consolidated a bit more and easier to get to.
Mm.
Um, I mean, it is about trying to deliver those high level organizational level metrics around how people are working. I'm really sure that they're interested in the after hours collaboration. We're getting our
Probably.
value out of our people.
Yeah. We pay them a salary for 40 hours, but we want 80. Um,
Yeah, love that.
I which raises a question that maybe we'll move over to socials, but Amazon this week told
Oh
people they
yeah,
have to come back to work. Well, will that mean then people will only come to work for 40 hours and then won't work anymore?
sure.
And so people who are
Um,
working, 50 hours now or 60 at home will only work 40 because, they'll do the driving. And anyway, that's
yeah.
not a topic here, but
I heard the counter argument for that too was okay, Amazon, I get it, come back in person and get that value. Does that mean that we stop buying from you and start going back to malls?
that that's not going to happen. But that is kind of funny. I don't think this is a thing. I don't think we cover this one, but
Yeah,
hey, if people are in chat, hey, if you want us to cover this one, speak up. But I just don't think this Viva Insights, this one is a big enough one for us to cover. What do you think?
yeah. No, fair enough.
Okay.
Next, SharePoint and Teams update on new Microsoft Lists rollout. What's happening with the rollout?
Yeah, this one is Casper says more Viva. Didn't they dump a ton of updates last time? Yeah, and they did this time too. Uh, trust me, there's like 8 of them. This one is, remember when the new list view for Microsoft List, SharePoint List, right, rolled out? It did not update for in certain situations. Some of those situations were SBFX command extensions. If you used a Power App form to customize the form for SharePoint List, if you had approvals, and it's actually listed there. If you had approvals, and a couple others, then you actually didn't get the new look for lists. Well, this is okay. We fixed it. We being Microsoft fixed it, and they are now going to roll that new look for those lists that have
The
those
missing experiences.
customizations.
The missing experiences.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what's rolling out. So you'll see that first bulleted list. Existing lists configured with these features will be updated after this rollout. So if you have customized your form, your list form with Power Apps, then you're going to have that new look. Now, will it break your Power App viewing? I have no idea. That'll be good. Let's test it. And if you follow our advice through the years, then you'll be able to test it before it gets to your production. But we don't have time to go into that today. However, the biggest point, though, I wanted to kind of bring is that the next list, though, these list components are not included in the new rollout. SharePoint Framework Field Customizers. And then the second one is the one I was like, wait a minute. I kind of assumed something that was incorrect. The playlist template integrated with Microsoft Stream. Okay. I was like, oh, so they're getting rid of the playlist template? So we're not going to have playlists anymore? That was news to me, and apparently that's not the case. So this one is just that those won't get the updates right now.
Okay.
So anyway, that's what's happening. Should we cover it? What are your thoughts?
I think we just did. How about I just top and tail that, and we'll make it into another special.
Funny. I mean, what do
Yeah.
you think? I kind of think so. It's
Lists are important to our audience.
Yeah.
And it's important to say that the update is coming to more experiences that we're lacking.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Copy paste. But it's on you because
Absolutely.
I
Casper says worth
I do
a mention.
lists, but
Haha. Casper
Sure.
says yes, we're doing
okay.
it.
Well, see, Casper's a regular, so
He is,
because
but
he's a regular, his opinion does carry weight.
it does carry weight, although Casper hasn't, as far as I remember, hasn't clicked that show your support for the 365 Message Center show $sign
Come
thing
on.
down there. I'm just joking. Casper,
We're not selling wares
you
here.
don't need to do that.
Oh,
I will.
no.
I'll sell some wares.
You will.
Well,
What are you going to sell?
I
Some
need
stickers?
some money.
We talked about gift
Anyway.
and gifts last time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Next, Outlook a specific text in an email. Use Copilot to rewrite it. All right. This to me is minor. It's like, okay, yay, we can copy some. We can select the text and say rewrite this. Great. Good to see you're progressing to something that probably should have been there anyway. But good.
100%.
Do we need to mention it? Nah, we've got enough to talk about in Copilot.
Wow, executive decision.
Brutal.
Wow. All right, let's go.
What do you reckon?
I'm cool.
Yep.
This one is weird. Not weird. It seems kind of odd and deserves some explanation. There's another one in the list that is similar, but it's about some controls that are going into this. But Darrell, tell us about this.
I'll say a little about it, and only because I've been using it at work. You can create a profile of yourself, of your voice, of your face, and the like, so that teams can do a better job at recognizing who's speaking. And in the voice part of it, it's used to isolate your voice out from the background even better than just saying background isolation. But this is. And I think what they're saying here is like, yeah, we'll allow you to download your profile, export it, but really what I would like to see more of, particularly as I'm on my way out from my current employer, is the ability to remove it and the right to be forgotten. Not so much download it for my own copy. I mean, what am I going to do with it? But rather...
Yeah, that's the deal. When you
it.
mentioned this, I was like, wait a minute, you're right. If I allow my organization to, well, it's Microsoft hosted, but they have my profile so that Teams knows who's speaking. It's a pretty slick functionality. You're all in a conference room, Amazon, we know they use M365. Sorry. I thought that was funny, but people who are returning to work, you're in a room and you start talking and it you have those cameras and it actually pinpoints you, and Teams goes, ooh, this person's talking. It goes into recaps, all that kind of stuff. It's really cool functionality. But when I leave, I don't want them to keep my information. I don't want them creating deep fakes. So.
Yeah, that which I guess is a little conceited of me if I'm thinking, they'll probably try and recreate me and get me to present some presentations.
Yeah.
But it's also about right to be forgotten. Let's bring. I'll go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask everybody that's in watching live, would you do me a favor and post that you're watching this live with a link to this video on social real quick?
Always the social guy, man. Yeah,
I'm just trying. It's
so
more fun when there's more people around. Everybody knows
there
that.
Is.
You could also go to any social that matters, any platform that matters.
So not Twitter. Oh,
no, there. And find at 365MCS, and there's a message there already saying, hey, join us. You could just retweet that or reshare that or whatever. Thank you. All right. So we're doing this one. Is that right?
Sure.
You think?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. I think we do it.
Okay. Pulse. Admins can manage Pulse notifications. You have a Pulse. Okay. I mean, I think part of this is about trying to increase the engagement with Pulses. Hey, only 20% of the people have taken this Pulse survey. I didn't know it was there. Oh, that's probably because your notifications are turned off. Let me fix that for you. That's really the essence of this.
Actually, I have a different opinion on what this may have the reason why this is happening.
Okay.
A friend of mine texted me this week and said, "How do you turn off and it was not this, it was some other notification thing that was coming through the team's activity feed. And I helped her out a little bit. But I think this is more on that frame. I think there's way too many things pinging in the activity feed. And so this is giving you the ability to make it to where, and it even says it there, where it only comes through, email and, Teams chat instead of the activity feed, for instance. I don't know. So you can turn off Teams notifications and only have it, come through email.
Yep.
If people
I
are
like
complaining,
that. I think that's great.
oh, I agree with you. It shouldn't be a blast everywhere. It feels like to me.
Yeah. Yep. No, but isn't the essence of this message too that it's about what admins can do? Pulse admins can manage those notifications on your behalf.
Yeah, it's for everybody. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
Anyway, let's say
All right.
let's
Do
say
we cover
y'all.
it?
Let's say y'all. Do
Let's
we
say
cover
y'all.
it?
How many of you are using Pulse?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Great question.
So should we cover it?
Well, I
Andreas,
know there's a delay.
I'm
here.
sorry I didn't see you were here in chat. Hello? I like to say hello
Woohoo.
to everybody that shows up and did not see your message. So what do y'all think? Should we cover this or not?
Well, they're about 30 seconds behind us, so we'll see
There.
what turns up in chat.
I think if we do, it's a quick one. I kind of feel like. So do you mind if I put it in there as a yaybe maybe? Is what you said. Huh?
Yaybe maybe. Yeah,
Yay,
yeah.
Yaybe maybe is what you said earlier, so that's what I made it.
Did I? Okay, yeah, you can. That's a great label for it this week. That's great.
Okay, that's what I did. So I'll make this.
I love how our labels in as we create them get personality. You know,
they definitely
sometimes it's different each time.
Yeah.
Teams enhanced query suggestions when searching for people. Okay, let's look at the pretty pictures. Searching for people.
Ooh, pretty pictures.
This is how it currently is. We search for someone. It's Charlotte or Charles. Messages. Yeah, okay. So, and before the rollout.
Yep.
After the rollout.
After the rollout, Charles doesn't even show up.
I'm
except
disappointed.
down to the bottom. I don't think that's what this is supposed to be saying, but enhanced
query suggestions. It's the suggestions. That's what they're saying. That
Yeah.
From recent messages, from group chats.
Yes.
Okay.
It's enhancing the suggestions, but it's also, I think, you can, and this screenshot here is showing, you can add a department or whatever, and it'll not just find the person, but it'll also find the person with marketing in those things.
Okay. I see.
Yeah.
Charlotte for marketing, not Charlotte and then requiring us to know the person's surname or remember the person's surname.
Right.
Or Charlotte who discussed marketing.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Okay. No, that's good. Yeah. Do you hang about on the suggestions for long, or do you go straight through to the search results page and then take it from there? I tend to do that because
I do.
I feel like those suggestions are just hanging there and they could disappear at any
And they're not
moment or
complete.
change because no, they're not.
So I tend to go to search, like the landing page, and
and use those filters.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't look like the same thing happens there. Anyway, we need to find people. This could be useful.
We need to find people. I like that.
In our company, yeah.
Yes. Who are we gonna find? Ghostbusters. I think
Charles for marketing.
Charles. No, Charlotte. I I'm not sure about this one. I'm not saying no. I'm not sure. And so those of you in chat, if you think we should cover this, please tell us which message, because you are a few seconds behind, and whether we should or should not. I'm just not sure about it. What do you think, Darrell? What do you think?
Well, I'm looking at what's left.
Yeah.
We do have plenty to choose from.
Yeah.
Can we just put this down as a maybe and cull it if we don't want it later?
Okay. Done.
How many maybes have we got?
3. This is our 3rd.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Okay.
These next two these are the ones that are identical, right? So it's one that's from a Windows
Yes.
and the other that's from a Copilot.
Yep.
So if I do this, the text changed a little bit. Oh, hey, you know what's missing from the Windows one?
What?
Summary.
Ah.
Windows doesn't do summaries.
They don't do summaries. They just get to the point.
They just copy and paste.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it is.
Did they use Copilot copy and paste?
Probably not. So
what's happening? Changes with Copilot and Experience in Windows.
It looks like they are removing Copilot from the taskbar. So in Windows, they're removing Copilot and they're going to put it in the Microsoft 365 app instead of and that's not even going to be pinned to your taskbar either.
Man, I mean, this is just this is symptomatic of the 5-year-old soccer game that is Copilot and the changes, and we're going to put it here, we're going to put it over there, let's put it in the start menu, let's put it over here on the side, let's put it in the panel, let's put a little button on our keyboard. What's the button going to do? Is it still going to launch Copilot, or is it
Or is it going to launch the M365 app? I don't know. I'm guessing that's what it'll do. Actually, I'm just guessing at this point. I don't know. So users signing into new PCs with work or school accounts. So this is with intra ID accounts, right? Can access Copilot using the M365 app. It is. I don't know. I actually started using it more, although it still is pre. I don't know about you. Oh, you're a Mac. You're so behind in times.
No, but I use it at Rapid Circle. So it is.
Yeah.
It's over on the far right,
Yep.
and if I use Windows C, it'll open up the Copilot panel.
See? Oh, it does.
Ah,
I didn't even know that.
see,
So Windows C.
the Mac user knows the shortcut for Windows.
Yeah. See, I was trying to give you a hard time, and then.
Sorry.
So, but it still says preview. Why does it say preview? I don't get that. Is it going to come out of preview?
Because that's the safest label
I
for when you
know.
want to remove features later, which is exactly what this is about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a good one to put on the list and have a short soapbox discussion, but maybe you and I need to read this a little closer after the live stream.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yep. So there we go.
I'll put it on there.
All right. Teams FAQs about town halls and team live events. So is it an FAQ about the live event, or is it FAQs as a feature of the live event?
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Message provides clarifying that Teams live events will not retire.
I know.
It's an
Yeah, I know.
FAQ about the feature, not about the FAQ feature.
Right.
And I can say I've experienced this recently myself. We had a client that said, we would like you to run a large live event for us on our behalf. I went to open up Classic Live Events, and there was a little banner along the top that said, live events is going away. Think about using Town Hall. So I did. And now it's not been removed. And
Yeah. They're not
you've got
retiring
choices.
this calendar year, as was said.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know when they're going to retire. They haven't set a new retirement date.
one of those features that everyone's got so used to using. Maybe it's that the town hall feature, the new one, it's got a few good features about it, but it might be lacking in some other things.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing here is beyond that, that they're actually not retiring it, is we will move the Teams Live event scheduling from classic Teams on the web and rebuild it in natively in Teams 2.1. So not only are they not retiring it, but they are going to move forward with, I mean, because it makes sense. You got to bring it into the new teams then if you're
Yeah.
if you're not going to retire. So they're bringing it
If
into the
can
new
keep
teams.
it around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Our
interesting.
last big question about this message, though, is do we cover it?
Right.
Because how many of our audience are across live events / town halls need to know about these sorts of things?
Yeah, come on, audience. Let us know. Should we
See, I think
cover
this is niche. I think this is niche.
Okay.
I think that it's probably the industry that has had to build and fill the gaps
Yep.
that live events had,
Yep.
and now large organizations, really large ones, depend on that setup. So Microsoft has said, okay, we'll delay changing things over because you're all set up to use this capability.
Okay.
So no.
So
Let's
you're
skip
saying no.
After all that,
Now,
yeah.
people in chat, if you say yes, now is your time. Tell Darrell he's
And it's
wrong.
perfectly okay to disagree. I'm okay with that. But
New
you're wrong.
Copilot Compose experience in Outlook.
Yeah. Okay. So Compose is this the old one before the rollout? So let's have a look at that. Let's remind ourselves. So we're typing, okay, Copilot, help me out, help me to add something there. It's all very single line, quite low profile. Do I keep it or not? And what are we looking at now? More space. More presence.
Yes, I think this is kind of nice with the
More choices in that menu.
more
hey?
choices, and it kind of brings it a little more in your face to no, with what those choices are, because before it was you click a regenerate button. What's that mean? I mean, we know what it kind of means, but and then options, okay, but bringing that to retry, I think, is a better way of saying it, and it's a little bit cleaner, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's giving them more room to suggest different prompts or tell me what to do with it, whereas beforehand it was just one or two buttons. So I expect to see this list to grow. In fact, it's indicative if this is just a mock-up, but with the scrolly bar being that small, there's probably 2 or 3 pages there of suggested prompts.
I agree.
And improvement does have more presence. It's a yay from me.
Does it?
Yeah, sure.
Does it?
Of course it does.
Does it?
That's 4 times you've said that. I heard you. And yes, it does.
Joanne says yes on this one.
Dadgummit.
I was going to say no because I kind of feel like it's not that big of a change. Yeah, it's a nice change, but it's just not that big of a change. But we're going to make it a quick one.
I know.
It's not going to be a long one.
Oh, no, that's fine. Quick is fine.
Yeah.
Outlook, adding security to feedback policy checks across all user accounts.
What? Sorry, I'm still kind of reeling from her overriding me. Hey, that's why we do this show.
That's right. Thank you, Johnny.
I don't even know what the crap this is talking about. Sorry for my language, but
all right, let's pause, take a breath. Sometimes we've, especially with a large list like this, we're like, okay, our head's spinning. So what is this message? Outlook, enhancing security by making feedback policy, the feedback policy. Give me feedback about Outlook More restrictive across user accounts. Eligibility for feedback submission based on most restrictive policy value. Man, this feels like it's really, really granular. Do we want people to give feedback? That's really the key question. And is it feedback about Outlook?
No, it's yes, but it says different accounts. So I'm assuming what this means is in Outlook you have multiple accounts, right? Because we know we can do that. If one of the accounts is set to have a feedback disabled by the policy, then it will not show for in Outlook period, even if
Hmm.
the other accounts do allow it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what this is.
And based on that, nah, we don't need to cover this.
I don't think so either.
It's
Unless
it's just like
Joanne
a
jumps
really,
in and says,
really.
"Yeah, you should cover it." Sorry, I'm still reeling from that other one.
No, but that other one was worthy of covering.
Says
Oh,
you. All
yeah,
right,
and Joanne apparently.
and Joanne. Loop components released to targeted release customers have retired. This is in Word.
Hmm.
This is a
Funny
very
story.
short message.
It is a short message, but it's also good that they put it in here
Mm.
because it was a feature that they did trumpet and say, "Hey, this is really good. Use it." And some people did and built some workflows around it and
Yeah.
ways of working. And then it got removed, and apparently it was in preview without a label. So here's the official word. It's not in Word anymore.
Word. I, of all of the Office apps,
Yeah.
I think Word is actually the place I would put one. I wouldn't put it in
You would.
PowerPoint. I wouldn't put it in Excel. I guess I'd put in Outlook to email, to say, hey, everybody, jump into this loop and do something, I guess.
Hmm.
So maybe Outlook. But Word is like the first of the productive apps because we all know email is not productive. There's no productivity in email. Um, this is weird.
What I was seeing across different products, Word included, PowerPoint if it was possible,
Yeah.
but coming up with that task list of here's what we're going to do to work on this document to pull it together. So you sort that sort of stuff out inside of a loop, and you take that component, put it in on the first page as a way of, hey team, this is what we're working on. You remove that page later, but it's just there in terms of keeping everyone on the same page.
Ah,
So anyway, it's not there anymore. Do we cover it? Much as I like Loop, um, people will see it if they need to see it. It sounds like there weren't too many people that were using the feature, so they removed it.
I maybe, or maybe they just said, "Hey, we
Based
don't
on
want to. We don't want to do
telemetry.
this anymore." But here's the thing, though. The way I'm reading this is,
Mm.
if you've used it, the functionality is not going away. Like, I mean, in those particular Word documents,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And Joanne, yeah. So it is the reincarnation of Copilot Pages. Well, Copilot Pages is the reincarnation of
Yeah.
this.
Loop components
um,
will continue to be available in all other apps. I don't know why
yep.
you would take it from this, but it says user existing loop components will function as normal.
Yeah, yeah. So if you have put it inside of a Word document
Yeah.
and it's sitting there and it's being used, they're not going to remove it from existing documents, but they are going to prevent it from being added to new documents.
Why? Okay. So we have, I understand they're removing the functionality, but where's our screenshot? Number two, though, and more importantly, is when are they going to do this? We have no idea when they're
Yeah.
rolling this out. So everybody, while you're watching this, hit the thumbs down. I'm going to go ahead and do this now. This uh, this information does not help me train my users. Um, and I'm going to mute myself while I type.
I just feel like going here and having a look. So they've said learn more here. Learn more about a feature we're removing. Anyway,
So I am, yeah,
uh,
I'm
yeah,
submitting that.
you've
So everybody do that.
given that feedback.
Give the feedback.
What about this last one here?
Well, are you saying no to this one? Is that what you?
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
it's fine.
See, and this is really the value of this show. Not only is it that our listeners can help us pick the items that we're covering, but you also get the information, and we may not even cover it, right? But you get the information.
Yeah.
You are valuable listeners and watchers. This last one is the admin stuff to the one we've already talked about, right?
Okay.
It's
Face enrollment defaulting to on. Ooh. And it's an updated one. So when was it first published? Oh no, earlier in the week.
yeah, they just updated it.
um, hmm. Organization flexibility in managing voice and face enrollments. Customize your organization specific needs. Once enabled, enrollments will activate features like voice isolation. Okay. Yeah, it's the granular way of saying, yes, we're going to support it.
I think it's more, yeah, it's more of, there's two separate items, enroll face and enroll voice. And so you can enable or disable it.
We will support voice in our organization, but not face.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yep.
Okay.
I even if we cover the other one, I don't think we need to cover this one. My opinion.
Correct.
I mean, it's important, yes, but it's definitely an admin topic.
Well, okay, so the use of this feature, it's more useful in a meeting room scenario. You know,
Yeah,
here you
absolutely.
and I, we're using separate mics, separate cameras. I'm logged in as me. It'll know because I'm coming from that as a source. But when I'm picking your face out of a room or I hear a voice from across the table from the same mic, yeah, who was that? That's where this feature becomes useful.
I agree.
Um,
So this is,
That's
I
what
mean,
it's
all this is they're separating it out to say you can allow voice and not face or vice versa.
mm-hmm.
Really.
Yep.
Right. So I just don't think we should cover it.
Cool. That is the list. So if I magically flick over, wow, someone's been busy here.
Yep.
Maybe, maybe, yeah, maybe. Is that the more likely that we're going to be covering
No, that means it's a maybe, but it's short, or not short. The maybe
Not
maybe short is maybe, but if we do it, it'll be short.
Wow, I just, you're coming up with a whole lexicon here that I have to learn. Okay. Right. Assignments.
Well, you said we do need to talk about the one that's listed as number 7. You and I need to kind of discuss whether we'll do that one or not.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that.
I'll do number 3. I'll put my name on it. I
Daniel's
don't need you
number
to
3.
type it.
Okay, you
Fine.
fix it.
No, it's okay.
I'm happy to do Copilot Pages. I'll keep that quick.
Yeah.
I promise.
Hope.
Oh, no, that's terrible.
After but you started typing my name. I don't know if you can keep it
Yeah.
quick. It's going to be a test.
Is that a challenge?
I'm just saying. I don't know if you can. My little bouncy ball just fell.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. But no, it's going to be easy to keep it short because I say, here's briefly what it is. Now go watch our video.
Yeah.
Maybe short. Create posts. How many have we got? Sorry, we've got 8, so we need to lose 2.
Yeah.
At least 2.
Pulse, add that Viva Pulse, man.
Bye. Goodbye.
I just don't.
Whoosh. That was easy.
And then which one was Joanne wanted us
skadoosh.
to do? Oh, Outlook, the one on the bottom. We should have Joanne cover that. Since here, I'm just gonna type in Joanne.
If she's got time.
Yeah.
We should do like guest spots here. Yeah.
If you vote for it, it's one of those like, if you volunteer
Once we get
somebody
late in
else,
Saskatchewan.
it's you have to do it.
Yep.
I think.
You didn't want to do it, so I'll cover it.
Well, but now you have 3, so now you're going to make me do the rest of them. And I'm not
Yep,
entirely
that's
sure
how it
I
works.
Like this.
You want to talk about the Copilot experience in Windows, don't you?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, it's quick.
Dan.
Now, are we going to cover it? It's a maybe. We're gonna discuss that. So. Okay. There we go.
There's a lineup.
Meaning, Darrell and I are going to discuss this one, and we might not cover it. So. I don't know.
No, Joanne, don't be so fickle on your stance, right? Just because we said you might have to actually cover it, doesn't mean you need to back your support out for it.
That's the test, though. If you really feel strongly, then you should cover it. Like, either that or click the donate money button. I mean, either one. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and buy our merch. It's in the store below.
Buy our merch. Yeah. I honestly think we should have some merch.
We've got to get to that level of. Well, we haven't had enough viewers across the year.
Yeah.
So we've reached that threshold of we've had 1,000 whatevers, but we haven't had the watch hours yet, have we?
I think I have a T-shirt in mind that's going to be, it's going to be lit, or I don't know what
nowish.
What the new
surely
it is.
Nowish.
It is. That's the one I was thinking of. I need to trademark.
Well, and the follow on for that is, oops, we've already released it.
Right. It's
but thanks everyone for thanks everyone for joining. We'll get ready to actually record this and make sense of it, but we've certainly enjoyed the banter in the chat.
Yes.
It's been good to have you all.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining. We really needed the help. So glad you saw that call out on the socials. Hey, help us. So thank you so much, everybody. Catch the episode coming next week. We'll release on Monday. So check it out. Make sure you share it with all your family and friends and pets. Greatly appreciate it.
All right, pet. See ya. Stoppy, where's the button? There it is.
I don't have the button.